So today I'm very happy to tell you guys we are going to have HM2 Wasa as a new project. HM2 Wasa as a new project. HM2 Wasa as a new project.
So Boss has finally announced that they're actually going to produce an heavy metal HM2 Waza Craft pedal. And because this channel has a heavy focus on the HM2 sound, it's obvious that I would make a video. But for this video, I thought, well, I can't do it alone, I need some more help, and I was able to get the second best choice for HM2 content on YouTube, HM2CULT. He was so kind to shoot a video and give us his impressions and thoughts on the HM2 Wasa, and I'll show it in a minute or 2 or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever time it takes me doing this video. Okay, first of all, a disclaimer. I'm just sharing opinions. I don't claim that the content of this video or the opinions given in this video are true, are the absolute truth. Don't claim it. If you think the same as me, cool. If you think I'm talking stupid things, you have a totally contrary opinion, fine. So cool. This channel is not for ranting, for trolling, it's just for communicating, and I just want to give you my thoughts on the HM2. If you think otherwise, as said before, totally okay. So, what are my first impressions? First of all, I thought, finally, they're finally going to release an HM2 Wasa. People wanting one for almost 10 years, and finally Boss listened. And that's a good thing. And I also think that it's very clever from Boss to actually let the community participate in sculpturing the HM2 Wasa style. There is a Facebook group where you can share your opinions, your thoughts, your wishes, and they want to develop the HM2 Wasa with us. That's a good thing. And of course, it's so clever because when it fails, they can blame it on their buyers, because they could say, well, you wanted it, we made it. But on the other hand, I think it's has a kind of negative vibe for me that they let the community participate, because for me it kind of seems that they don't have ideas of their own. If I would have a company like Boss, a really big, huge company that's in the business for so long, I would have way more self-esteem to say, well, you know what? We made the original, we make the Wasa, and we make it like we think it should be. And I think it's a bit sad that they're going this way by letting the community participate, although of course it has pros as well. What I don't like about the announcement in general is how the community behaves. There is so much trolling, so much rants about pedal builders and stuff. I just don't see the purpose and the why. I have no idea why those people are doing it. I mean, let's be brutally honest here. Do we need an HM2 Wasa? In my personal opinion, we don't need an HM2 Wasa. We have the original HM2. It's still available. It's going up in price. That's true, but we have it. We have really close clones, like the Pepas pedal, HM2 many clones, the Guptek Torch, the Decibelix Angry Sweet. It's even an improved one. And the list goes on and on and on. We have cheap ones, like the TC Electronic iMaster, like the Behringer HM300. And we have the highly improved ones with added features, added knobs, whatever, like Lone Wolf Audio, like the Electric Roots Contagion, like the Cleartone Grindstein, KMA Audio Machines Wurm, and the list goes on and on and on as well. So we don't need an HM2 Wasa. But tastes differ, so why don't we get just another look on the chainsaw sound? By Boss itself, can't be this bad. What's also a good thing by Boss finally releasing HM2 Wasa, Boss is a huge company and they get quite some attention. And when they announce the HM2 Wasa, it gains, the chainsaw sound gains more attention to the audience that have forgotten about the sound or haven't heard of it. And that's good. For Boss, of course, because they can sell their HM2 Wasa, but for all the other pedal builders that build HM2 clones as well, because the Wasa clearly can't fulfill all of our wishes, but there are pedals for each and every one of us that fulfill the wish we are looking for. And if you can't find it on the Waza Craft, well, maybe you find it with the Dunwich, or maybe you find it with the KMA. Now, what are my personal wishes for an HM2 Wasa? To be honest here, and it's just my personal opinion, I don't have any wishes at all. I'm just excited to see of what Boss and the community come up with. I personally have already found the perfect chainsaw sound for my taste, which is, you should know by now, the Lone Wolf Audio Left Hand Rev Deluxe. I'm very happy with this sound, and in my personal opinion, this is a really great chainsaw sound. There are other sounds that are really close, but I basically have found my sound. So I don't need the HM2 Wasa pedal to sound like a pedal I already own. And another question here, if the HM2 Wasa would includes this many functions that we all want, like an added 3-band EQ, like clipping options, like blend switch, whatever, there have to be visual changes in the appearance of the HM2 Wasa, like concentric pots or more pots or switches and whatever. And as far as I know, all the other Wasa pedals just had this single switch from the classic to the modern setting. I don't know if Boss is willing to change the appearance or if they wanna stick with the original HM2 style, but whatever they decide, this basically tells us what the HM2 Wasa can do and can't do. Okay, and now I will show you what HM2CULT is thinking about the HM2 Wasa. Therefore, we're switching right to him.
Hey, I'm Terry, and I have the HM2CULT account on YouTube and Instagram, and as Dominic mentioned, Boss has announced the release of an HM2 Waza Craft pedal. So today we're going to go over our first impressions, criticisms, and idea on this project. I'll get my first two criticisms out of the way. First and foremost, this is not what an HM2 should sound like. This is the modeling technology that Boss has, and you can see with this OD20 that there is an HM2 setting. This is extremely digital sounding and very flat. Something like this is better for a beginner guitar player to find out what kind of sound they want to go for. This is not something that you want to design into a standalone pedal. Second of all, I don't think Boss should have reached out to their customer base as far as the development of this pedal. I don't think it's the worst idea, but you have to keep in mind most people have never developed a circuit. I've never developed a circuit personally. I've built a bunch of DIY pedals, but that's it. My knowledge only goes so far. So I'll get into what I think the direction Boss should take. I think right here, the metal zone, these dual concentric pots, I think this is the answer. As far as the stock mode, you have to have just the simple 4-knob level distortion and then the color mix. You have to do that. Keep it as close to that as possible, whether it's modeled or however they go about it, whatever technology. So that would be the stock mode. As far as the custom mode, that's where the dual concentric knobs come in that you can see right here. I think it should be this exact layout, except there needs to be a third dual concentric knob right here. So it would be level, high and low, and then mid and mid frequency. All of that's perfect. This last knob still needs to be gain, obviously, but the lower control, I think Boss would absolutely hit a home run if they installed a clean blend on it. And obviously, everything outside of these controls, that's what would be on the custom mode. Other than that, I've seen some people online, they've mentioned adding a noise gate to it. Don't do that. That is a horrible idea. If you want a noise gate, just buy a noise gate. It's that simple. Boss makes the NS2. There's tons of boutique and aftermarket pedals that do a phenomenal job. Aesthetically, this sounds ridiculous, but they do have to keep the orange knobs, at least the orange caps on the top. So personally, I don't know how they would go about doing that, if they would have to specially design and manufacture them themselves, but that is something, believe it or not, people are gonna complain about. As far as the custom mode, obviously just a lower noise floor. These things are chatterboxes, so, which brings me to my next point. The reason I mentioned the metal zone and the higher level of control, manipulation for a tone is because of pedals like this. My personal opinion, these are the two best modern directions you can go for an HM2. And the reason being, this is the KMA Audio Worm, and you've got multiple controls of mid, high, and low, along with your level and distortion. So myself as well as Dominic both have videos on this. This is a very nasty pedal and it sounds great. Also, Left Hand Wrath from Lone Wolf Audio. This is the same thing. You have presence, you have a separate mid control right here. And the clipping option, that's not something that's necessary on the Boss. That has nothing to do with the Boss HM2. Also, no second foot switch is necessary. Neither one of these have a clean blend. Hopefully KMA Audio in the future will add one, because that would make that pedal awesome. Every Left Hand Wrath now does have a clean blend. So to wrap up, I'm happy that Boss has announced that they're going to put out an HM2 Waza Craft. I think it'll be interesting after all these years to see their take on it, after there have been countless clones and modified versions of the pedal itself. Thank you, Dominic, for having me on your channel, and like I said, I have the HM2CULT account on Instagram and YouTube. Follow, subscribe, all that mess. So, Donka.
And for the end of this video, I will answer the question that I think no one interests, but because it's my channel, I want to answer it. Will I buy an HM2 Wasa pedal? Yes. I mean, the channel is based around the HM2. Why wouldn't I? But I'm buying it because I want to review it. I personally, again, my personal opinion, I don't think I'm going to actually use it outside of YouTube, because, as said before, I've already found my sound. But maybe the pedal is for you. Now, for the end of the video, again, huge thanks for HM2CULT for participating. Check out his channel, it's a really cool dude, lots of HM2 stuff. Yeah, just give him a like, leave a comment, say Doma sent you, and you're good, I am good, and he's good as well. And with this said, let me know down in the comments, what do you think about the HM2 Wasa? Do you have wishes, fears, hopes? Just write a comment. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. May the force be with you and have a nice day.